Okay, so this is going to be part 2. If you want to see how to do the sketch, watch part 1. This is going to be coloring the Carnage picture. So we're going to start with the eye. We're just going to kind of erase this outline. You still want to be able to see it so that you have your guide, but mostly get the graphite out of there. Now I'm going to take dark sepia and just kind of highlight this eye just so I know what I'm doing. Now I'm just going to start I'm just looking at the photo. I'm just going to start mixing in colors. My first color is going to be Cold Gray 1. And I'm going to do that over the whole thing as a sort of a base. And that's just going to be really light. You probably won't even be able to see it, but it's going to be there. And when you start layering colors on top of it, even though you can't see it right now, it does come into play. Making stuff look good and realistic is all about just being patient and doing a lot of layering of colors. Going at really light pressure. So we got Cold Gray 1, Warm Gray 1. Now we're going to start working our way from the outside in. So just do like an assortment of like purples and blues and pinks. Pink, I'm using purple pink, and I'm just gonna get these, just really lightly start adding some color to this eye. The next color I'm going to use is Rose Carmine, and I'm just going to build on this purple pink that I already laid down. now I'm going to use purple violet. The cold gray one again, and I'm going to just kind of try to start blending these together kind of lightly. Let's see what kind of colors we got going on. In some of these veins and start trying to get a little bit more detailed. For the vein, I'm going to use cadmium red. Before I get too far, I want to throw some blue. So this blue is ultramarine. Now bring it back to the buff titanium. Alright, so now I'm going to go over how to get the tooth color. So what I've been doing is starting with a cream base, and I've just been hitting the bottom of the tooth with a cream base, just really lightly, and I do that about halfway up. Then I've been using couple different browns. For the middle of the tooth, I've been using burnt ochre. It's kind of like a orangish brown. So that's what I've been using kind of in this middle area, and I've just been looking at the photo and just kind of mapping out these little different color shapes that I see on top of the cream. So go a little bit higher with the cream because you want the cream to be your base. And remember, just really lightly going in there. Okay, and then this is the burnt ochre. Just doing some of these shapes that I see. Okay, and then for the next brown I'm going to use, it's going to be burnt sienna, and I'm just going to layer that pretty much the rest of the way up the tooth. Okay. Now I'm going to take walnut brown, which is my darkest color, and I'm going to start to map out this gum. So now I just want to go over how to get some of this, the last few colors here. So I'm going to start with the red. My base color has mostly been deep scarlet red. And so I've just been going scarlet red first. Okay, now once you got a coat of the red down, I would come in with the dark sepia and just do my darkest areas. Just kind of get some color in there. Okay, and then once you got some of that down, you're going to come in with the dark red, and that's middle cadmium red. Okay, once you got some of that, then you're gonna come in and start to burnish it out with the Scarlet Red, deep Scarlet Red. Once you got the red down and burnished out, so burnishings with the hard pressure, and you got everything nice and colored in, you're going to start coming in with some more dark sepia. Okay, and then over that, go with the cadmium red, the middle cadmium red. And hit all that black that you just put down. Okay, once you got some of that done and it's all burnished out, you're going to take an electric eraser or any eraser and come in and just do some quick shapes. Okay, now once you got some shapes marked out on there, then you're going to come in with the last color, and that's the light cadmium red. And you're going to go on with hard pressure and all the rest of the spots. Okay, so now we're gonna do a little bit of this brown. So up here I did mostly gray for my coloring, but down here I kind of changed it to brown. It's a little bit more brownish. So far what I've got is just a light coat of walnut brown That's what this is right here. So I just went through and I did it all in walnut brown. Then I came back and kind of went over, well, I'm gonna start going over in black just like before. We're gonna do some random shapes in here and just kind of make it look like textured. Now there's some parts that are kind of lighter, so I'm going to leave those. I'm just going to kind of leave little light patch areas that I can come in with a different color and give it some more flavor. I'm going to switch to dark sepia and kind of get this lighter black trail off of here. Now we're going to use the red, and we're going to use the dark red, cadmium red, middle cadmium red. And we're gonna just fade in the edge with that. So now we're gonna use the white Posca pen. Alright, so now I'm going to go over how I was getting this tongue to look like this. So the first coat was just a little bit of medium flesh. The three main colors I'm going to be using is medium flesh, light flesh, and Venetian Red. Also black and white. First thing I want to do is just kind of get a good base to work with, so I'm just going to kind of get it to how dark I want it first. So this is just medium flesh, and I want to just kind of darken it up a little bit. this whole part of the tongue is pretty dark. It's pretty much black, so I'll just hit it with black. Except for this bottom right here I kind of left out because that's going to be white. I also want to kind of take Venetian Red before I burnish too much and kind of map out some of the darker lines. And back to burnishing with the light flesh. Pretty happy with how that color is as far as tone goes. We're just going to darken it in some places and work it into the darker section of what we already got. And darkening first, we're going to use the medium flesh. And just kind of smooth it out with the light flesh. Now I'm going to start to darken this more. And then when we get to this part, it does have it kind of white in here. That's pretty much it.